Today on the Topping Show, Bud Light finally fires marketing team involved with the Dylan Mulvaney business blunder. Bud Light also offering a $15 rebate on $15 packs of beer. Tim Dillon leaving YouTube for Rumble. Oshkosh might sell their military division. Google Alphabet stock downgraded by 2 analysts. Starbucks adding 3 new blended frozen drinks to their menu. Biden administration is considering the U.S. ban on selling AI chips to China. The world's largest Buc-ee's opens, and Pepsi debuts Pepsi-infused foods. All that and much more on The Topping Show. Thank you for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode's Topping Show is sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see the founder released twice today. Gotta say, he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or business owner and need a little assistance, you can reach the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Other interesting cultural news, you have Bud Light finally firing the marketing team around the Dylan Mulvaney business blunder of the century. Again, their stock is down by about $27 or $28 billion since April 1st. Ironically, that April 1st campaign was not a joke. Fiscally, it perhaps is now a joke because they've lost so much money, not only with stock, but their sales have gone down the drain so much. They're no longer the number one beer in America for the first time in 20 years, which, again, it's a special kind of business blunder if you can make that much of a mistake, and then the team around them just add fuel to the fire with how they handle the situation. Now, it took them, should be important to note, it took them about 3 months to actually fire these morons. And morons it's actually an insult to morons in terms of what they did to the brand and to the company's fiscal stability. There are perhaps no words to convey that amount of ignorance, that amount of hubris. They just thought they couldn't do it wrong. They thought they were... I swear they didn't even sample... They didn't even do like a focus group on how would you react to this new campaign. Like, ridiculous. So you have the VP of Marketing, Daniel Blake, as well as the other, I believe, VP of Marketing, Alyssa Heinerscheid. She is famously the gal who drank beer out of a condom in college, had that picture of her come out, while at the same time saying that Bud Light needs to completely obliterate their association with college drinking and she literally said the frat boy experience, which is kind of their bread and butter. If you look at the percentage of their sales, that's when people get hooked on the beverage. I mean, some companies just need to learn to embrace their current customer base. Because again, even if I thought, there was my theory that they might have done this thinking about a 20-year impact on the business in terms of growing demographics and trying to capture new market share, thereby ignoring other current customers. But if that theory was true, they would not have fired these people. So it kind of furthers my idea that, yes, this was actually, they admit now it's a business blunder. Of course, there's still no apology for advertising to children, but I don't think we're going to get one at this point from Anheuser-Busch, the parent company behind it. Now, they even tell us this. This is all thanks to a text that was leaked to a reporter. Now, this was obtained from the current regional head of marketing by the Daily Callers and a prominent journalist by the name of Henry Rodgers. The source also noted that, quote, "To my understanding, if we publicly announce the word fire, it opens up the potential for them to sue us. That's why we said leave of absence," unquote. Now, coming from corporate America, I can certainly believe that. I used to work at one of the largest tech companies on the planet, and there are very interesting nuances. I had a friend where he was doing all the job roles as a manager, but they would not use the word manager until they officially promoted him and paid him for the job. He was doing the same exact responsibilities, but they wouldn't call him a manager. And I asked, why is this VP being so weird about, he went out of his way to not say that my friend was a manager. And it was because of legally, if he said it, then they had to promote him and pay them then and there, as opposed to using him doing that and all that for no additional cost for quite some time. So that might be a possibility. It also says something about corporate America where you can make the biggest business blunder in history and not be fired. We should, in terms of accountability, day 1 or day 2, as soon as you saw the sales plummet exponentially and the big corporate backlash, you should be able to fire an employee like that for this type of instance. The fact that they're worried about it and they're worried about lawsuits, and the fact that a lawsuit might even successfully be executed because of this, ridiculous beyond all belief. And this is also why many suspect they're never going to get fired. They're just going to be on a leave of absence, and then when they finally do get a new job, which she will, in terms of if a company is ideologically driven, they will hire her because she did exactly what the people who are ideologically driven want. They don't want profits, they want social change. It's a different business methodology. Right now, it's not fiscally responsible at all in terms of the current. Obviously, we're seeing the sales nosedive worse than ever before. But another company will hire her. I can almost guarantee it, because they're going to see that she will argue that she did social change and changed the social scope of the landscape, or changed the Overton window. She shifted the cultural conversation and brought things to light. Other companies will eat that up day after day, and they will hire her and they'll pay her exponentially for it. Now, it may feel bad for her boss, Daniel Blake, but at the same time, many also noted he was the one who hired her. So even if he didn't sign off on the campaign, and again, to have such a large, important brand, and again, brand is 99% beer, or the importance of them, many of them taste the same, unless you're a savant and they know some. They taste pretty similar. The brand is of the utmost importance, which is why he should have reviewed this marketing campaign. A lot of people just drop the ball. They claim they didn't sign off on it, which again is pretty bad lack of oversight. So he did hire her, so that's many are speculating, why did he get fired as well, or put on this leave of absence indefinitely. That's most likely why. Now, a source also noted when it comes to the wholesalers, he said, quote, "The wholesalers would have absolutely had a heyday with leadership if they didn't remove her," unquote. Which, of course, absolutely. Wholesalers and distributors, they are more irate than they ever have before. Remember, they have nothing to do with the actual marketing of the product. They are distributing the product and making a living because of the sales of those products. If you do a marketing campaign that alienates a majority of your clients and the sales tank exponentially, there's less products for you to ship, and you're getting paid most likely on a commission basis where you're getting paid per the amount of product being moved. And it just makes sense logically. If you have a truck that has to restock a local Walmart with Bud Light swill, let's say they have to have a big semi-truck go there once a week to restock, and you're getting paid, once a week for that drive and for that product movement. All of a sudden, they have to do it once a month. You're getting a fourth of revenue. Again, just basic math, and that's just an example of making up numbers here. But yeah, they are irate, and I'm surprised more of them are. It'll be interesting to see how many of those wholesalers and distributors start to pivot and focus more on other brands which are more profitable, as you've seen Molson Coors and all the competition increase their sales volume at about the same percentages of Bud Light decreasing their sales volume. And to further go to the theory that these people, Alyssa and Daniel, are no longer going to be there, they also have internal leaks that all the direct reports to those folks are now directing to other people, which is kind of the nail in coffin for corporate America. As soon as you have the org chart change, or the organizational chart, some might say, as soon as you change that hierarchy of who's referring to who, that's usually the big sign of, okay, these people are definitely gone. They're out of the equation. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Really appreciate it if you take the time to like, subscribe, and comment. All the feedback is greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone to stay safe and fight the good fight.